we're back. In this video, I'm going to be running through with you the startup and setup of one of the most powerful bots that I use on Telegram. I use it every day. It's something that's really helped me out with my trading, with being more profitable. The features on it are incredible. They are always adding more stuff. Now, that bot is Maestro. If you hadn't already guessed, it's a Telegram trading bot. Exceptionally fast. It's one of the best. It's multi-chained, as you can see on the bottom here. It supports multiple chains. Solana, Ethereum are the two that I use mainly. But in this video, I'm going to be running through the whole setup procedure through a new Telegram account, so you guys can see with me what you need to do to get yourself set up. I'm going to be running through a few features and how to set your wallet up on it. So it's dead straightforward. I'm going to be doing multiple other videos on the Maestro because there's just far too much to cover in one video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this initial setup now, and then I'm going to go through copy trading, buying a launch as well, which is really important. That's where I've made the majority of the money from with using Maestro, because it's so fast. You can adjust your gas fee so you get in quicker than other people. So if you're buying a new launch of a token, what you can do is you can set your gas fee slightly higher than everybody else's, or you can just set it high anyway. And what that means is when all the transactions, if it's a brand new launch, when all the transactions go into the mempool, when everyone's like rushing to buy it, because you're willing to spend more gas, your transaction will go through first. So you'll have all those other people buying on top of you, automatically mean the price is going to go up straight away. So Maestro, it's an incredible tool to use, and I do recommend everyone to try and learn to use this. Now, I'm on their main website now, but I've also got their documents page up here. So I've been through this multiple times over the last 12 months I've been using this, but I will leave these linked in the description below. I do recommend everyone just go through these just to have a little look for yourself what you need to do. But in this video, I'm going to be running through the initial setup and going through some of the settings and stuff that it'd be good for you to change. But if I bring up Telegram here, I've got myself a link, so I'll leave this link down in below as well, so you can also get yourself set up properly using the link provided, because there are a lot of scams out there. So you want to make sure that you're using either from their website or from the link in the description. It's entirely up to you. If you do use the link in the description, it does go towards my referral. It doesn't cost you anything, but Maestro does charge a small fee on buying and selling through their bot. So what it means is I get a small kickback from that fee if you wanted to support that way, but it's entirely up to you. So obviously now that we've entered into the bot, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the bottom and we're going to click start. Now that we've clicked start, you'll get a little message pop up. Now this is going to ask you to join a few channels. So let's just go through and do that first. So if we just come through here, we're going to join this channel. Come back to the bot, be a member of Maestro Bots group. So what you don't want to do is join this portal. So this initial link is just a link to their portal. So what you're going to want to do is you want to go tap to verify, start the bot, click the verify link, and it's just going to make sure that you're human. Once you've done that, it's going to give you a link. So you want to click that, join the group. Done. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just mute this unless it's already muted itself. Notifications off. Just mute that forever because that's going to be annoying. So this is the link. This is the group where you'd come to if you needed any questions. Obviously, there's loads of people in here. They've got a really active team, so the team are always answering questions. So it's really good. If you need anything answering, if you're not sure on something, just go to this group, ask one of the team members, but just make sure that they're not DMing you first. Make sure that you're the one that if you ever enter into a private chat with one of these guys, just make sure that they are who they say they are and they're not DMing you first. These moderators and these guys will not message you first. Just always be careful, guys. So let's go back to the sniper. So obviously what we want to do now is we're going to just join this channel as well. All these groups do, they just make sure that you're informed with like their latest updates and what they're up to and like any changes that they've made, stuff like that. So now that we've joined all those, we're going to just press sniper again and we're in. So obviously it's going to give you a video tutorial here. This is a really good tutorial. I've watched this a couple of times, but it's a very lengthy tutorial. It's made by Maestro themselves. So if you ever need to just quickly scrub through something and have a little look, then they will go into a little bit detail on their official YouTube channel. Their Gitbook is there, which is actually the link to the website that I just showed you here, this one here. That's where that's going to take you. This is basically what you're going to be up against. If you click on chains here, this is going to show you all their supported chains. So there's a lot of chains that they support, which is really good. It's really handy to have. So obviously what we're going to do, for today's video, I'm going to just show you how the setup works on Ethereum. because that's their most popular. So if we want to just generate a wallet, connect a wallet, you're going to want to go to ETH, and I want to just generate a wallet. So now that's generated me a wallet. It's giving me a wallet address and a private key. Now, I've done a video on this already, but it was MetaMask setup. So what you're going to want to do now is just to keep this safe. So what I want you to do is I want you to copy that private key, and I want you to go to MetaMask. Now, what I want you to do is, so if I add or create an account, I want to import an account, and I want to just paste the private key here, and that's done. So that's a new account now, and that's through MetaMask. So what that's going to be able to do for me, if you could just see it above me here, is it just means that I can now get, if I ever lose contact with my Maestro on my mobile phone, or the app delete, or the Telegram deletes, or whatever it might be, you've still got access to that account through MetaMask. So that's really handy to have. So now obviously you want to do is you want to just rename it. So if we just rename this Maestro ETH main. So that's our Maestro Ethereum main wallet. So now we've done that, we're going to go back. So let's go back to Sniper. So here is your window of wallets, pool channels, pre-sales, copy trade, auto snipe, and signals. Now obviously each one of these really needs a video on its own, so I'm going to go through just the wallet settings in this video. So now that I've got you set up, you're now in, you've saved your wallet, so you're not going to lose access to it. Let's go into wallets and let's go ETH. So as you can see here, there's a huge amount of different settings you can have, so I'm going to just go through some of these for you. So at the top here, there's general wallet settings, then underneath that is buy settings and sell settings. So as you can see underneath this as well, there's Maestro fees unpaid. So what this means is when you make a transaction using Maestro, they will charge you a really small fee. And when you have enough ETH in your balance, I think it's 1% on buys and sells, so it's not an awful lot. When you have enough in your balance, then they just take that from the wallet. So let's go configure here. And what we're going to do is we're going to just click anti-rug. Now what anti-rug does, if Maestro notices that the liquidity pool from, let's just say you bought a token, and let's just say that the contract isn't renounced or the liquidity pool isn't locked, what the developer can do is they can change the tax settings to honeypot it. So if they decide that they want to make the taxes 99% sell, that means you're never going to be able to sell your token. If they decide that they're going to pull the liquidity out of the token, you're not going to be able to sell the tokens. So what Maestro does is it notices that and it front runs that transaction. So the moment that developer clicks accept, I want to pull the liquidity, Maestro will recognize that and it will front run that transaction, and in doing so it will sell your tokens before they manage to rug the token. Now there is a little bit of a caveat to that. So what some developers do on a launch is that they will change the settings briefly, really quickly. They will boost the taxes up and then bring them down in the next transaction. And now what that does is it kicks all the snipers out, or all the wallets out that have used the bot, that have managed to get in early. If you manage to buy a token early, then you're obviously in a lot of profit. So what they'll do, they'll change the settings quickly, and then it will obviously trigger Maestro to kick you out, or any other bot to kick you out. So there is that to worry about, but I'd rather have that on and be safe than get caught out and lose my funds. So now we've connected anti-rug. Anti-MEV, I've gone over this previously in another video. Anti-MEV is really good to have. You want to make sure that that's ticked. So anti-MEV will protect your buys and sells. Now what happens is when you hit buy or sell on a transaction, your transaction will get sent to something called a mempool. Now in that mempool, there'll be all sorts of different transactions going on in there. And what happens is there's some clever people out there that have created a bot that notice these transactions. So when you send a buy into the mempool before it goes off, it will the MEV bot will notice your buy. It will put in a large buy before yours, boost the price up. Your transaction will come in on top, and then it'll automatically sell straight away. So you'll be caught out and you'll be buying at a much higher price. I've seen some MEV bots buy $20, $30, $40,000, even more of a token just to MEV someone. So their buy is like through the roof high, and then they automatically sell. And what it does is your buy comes in, boosts the price a little bit more, they automatically sell at that higher price, and they made, if you put $1,000 on a token, then they've just made $1,000 basically. So and these MEVs are happening all the time. They're like unbelievably ruthless. So I would always just have anti-MEV on. It does slow down your transactions slightly, and there are cases where you would not really want this on, but they are for launches, like hype launches, when the team just drop a contract address in a Telegram group and you need to be the fastest one there. So it's literally a case of copy paste, send it, and the Maestro will automatically buy it for you. I will go through that in another video of instances where you'd want this off, because there's a few gas settings that you'd need to change for that. So that'll be in one of the next videos. Now we've done that. So multi-wallet's really good. So if you wanted multiple wallets buying the same token just to copy each other's, let's say you wanted to set up 4 wallets and fund them with some ETH, then you could have 4 wallets buying the same token. And what this is really good for is if you're buying a really low cap token that you know is going to do well, if you buy 2 ETH of a token that's at silly low market cap, you're going to be holding like 2 or 3% of the supply of that token in one wallet. Now, more often than not, that doesn't look particularly good when people are looking to buy a token. If they see that one wallet holds 4 or 5% of that token, that can sometimes put people off. So if you want to hold the token and you want to buy that much because you know it's going to do well, you know it's going to, like, the team are really good behind it, then buy it on multiple wallets. Like, split the wallets down. Like, you don't need to have it all in one wallet. So that's really good for that. Let's just go through some of these buy settings quickly. So if you click on buy, now, obviously a lot of this is off at the minute, or it's just disabled. So I don't typically mess around with this too much, only because if I want to buy something, then I'll buy it. I don't need the bot to tell me that I should or shouldn't buy it. But it's really, really good, this, for if you're copy trading. So these are the general settings of your wallet. So no matter what you set in the copy trading menu, if this overrides those settings, then it will just go by these rules only. So I don't touch these rules, but you can change things like minimum market cap. So if you're copy trading a wallet and you say, I don't want it to buy anything if it's under $500,000 in market cap, you can change that. You can just change that with the pencil here. Minimum liquidity, if you want to make sure that the liquidity pool is quite high, then you can do that. Buy and sell tax, if you're copy trading a wallet and they're aping everything, and they're aping like mainly new launches typically have a higher tax rate, so the developers can feed off the taxes. If that is the case and you say, no, I don't want to spend any more than 20 or 30% in tax, then you can do that, and Maestro will cancel that transaction straight away. So these are really good to have if you want to set like a broad set of rules across your wallet where you do not want it to do anything other than what it says here. Slippage is a good one. I don't typically touch slippage unless I'm buying a new launch again. New launches typically obviously move fast, so you want to bump your slippage up slightly, but you do counteract that with like having a higher gas fee. So what I typically do on a new launch is set the gas delta higher than this. Like I said, I'll go through all this in another video because I don't want to just like bombard you with stuff now, but this gas delta, this is the default at the minute. Now this is perfect if you're just wanting to buy and sell and trade tokens just normally. This is fine. But if you're trying to buy a new launch and you're sat in a Telegram group and you're waiting for the developer to drop the contract address in the group and you want to copy paste it and buy it instantly, then you need to bump this gas price delta up. And by doing so, 40, 50, 60 people are all trying to buy it at exactly the same time. It prioritizes your buys, and it does so by how much gas you're willing to spend. So if you're willing to spend more than the other 40 people that are buying it at exactly the same time, it's going to say, hey, I want to put this wallet first. So it'll put you in first, and you'll buy it a lot quicker than the other people in that room, which is obviously really good. Confirm trade buy. This is just if you want another step. So if you press buy, it will just ask you to confirm it. I don't typically have this on. Now, if we return that now, so that is basically all the settings in your wallet. I don't typically touch with anything else. Max gas price, you can change the max gas price if you want. Approval settings, I always leave this on auto approve. It just makes things quicker when you're trying to sell. If you click sell and you have to wait for the token to approve itself in your wallet, like you would on Uniswap, for example, it would always pop up saying, hey, you need to approve this, and it will spend a little bit of gas to approve it. Then you have to click buy again, and then it will buy it the second time because it had to approve it. So auto approve means that you don't have to go through all that faff. It will just automatically approve it for you, so you don't have to deal with any of that. Gas price delta on the approval, you don't need to change that. That's bare minimum. It's only an approval. It's not a problem. Sell settings, exactly the same thing. Confirm trade sell. If you click sell, it will ask you if you're sure you want to do this. I just have this set to off. I don't really typically do that. Auto sell. Now auto sell is really good. So if you wanted to set a take profit or a stop loss, you want to have auto sell on. Let's just turn this on. Now if you go sell high amount, so reply to this message with the desired sell percentage. So let's just say, for example, I've entered into a trade and I want to sell 50% of whatever I buy at 100%. So I'll get a 2x and I want to take my initials out. So this one here, if you want to sell high, you want to set that. This one needs to be 100%. So this sell high is the percentage that you're happy for it to go up. So like it says here, 2x would be 100%. So I want 100%. I'm going to set this to 110%. Because then that will cover me on my gas fees. So I'll set that to 110%. There's a 2.1x. Now, if I go sell high amount, I only want that to sell 50% of my bag. So that means that 50% gets sold when I've done a 2x. So I am now trading risk-free. I don't need to worry about it. If it goes to the moon, then brilliant. I can then sell out as it goes up. If it just collapses from here, then I haven't lost anything. I'm still running risk-free. So that's now set to 110% gain, and I'm going to sell 50% of my bag doing so. Now, trailing sell is also very, very good. However, you want to be careful with this. If you do set this on, it will only sell. It will sell if the price drops. Now, obviously, with these low cap coins that you typically do trade with, 20-30% swings are common, and they do happen very often. If one person decides to sell a big bag, then there could be 10, 15, 20 people waiting to buy the dip. So obviously, if you have a trailing sell on and someone does sell the chart, it will drop it 20-30%. The bot will trigger the sell, and then people will come in behind you and buy the dip. So I don't ever have this on, but it's good something to do if you're going to sleep. You want to sleep on the bag, you want to sleep on the trade, and I'll just put that and I'll set it. So if it does take a crash, then so be it. And it does recover, then it is what it is. But if you don't want to lose everything, then this is really good to change. Let me see. So that is all for the selling. So I have auto sell on, but you can change this setting in the trading window. So if I just turn that back off for now, so and then we'll just return. So that is the general setup of this wallet. Now, what I'm going to do in another video, I'm going to go through copy trading. How to find wallets is really, really important, and how to set up a copy trade for following wallets. I'm also going to run through with you how to buy a launch. I found that really, really helpful. When I learned how to do that, that's when it all changed really, because sometimes I'll get invited to a pre-launch, or you'll see maybe adverts through Telegram. Some developers do pre-marketing, and you get an advert, and sometimes it's really good to pay attention to those, because the launches can be quite violent and the price can move quite fast. So if it does that, you want to try and get in and out quickly. So obviously you've got to bear in mind that a lot of people use Uniswap, and if they're waiting for a launch, they've got to copy the contract address, go to MetaMask, open Uniswap, buy on Uniswap, approve. Sometimes the slippage is done, and they get timed out of their transaction because of how slow it is. They have to try again, and it fails again. Whereas with Maestro, you literally just copy and paste the contract address straight into here. So what I'm going to do for you, I'm going to just show you quickly an example. I'm going to just pick out a random Ethereum token that's doing particularly. So let's just take this for example. I know nothing about this, by the way. I'm just clicking on this now. Oh, that looks alright. Actually, that's not a bad dip. Anyway, sidetracked. Yeah, look. Typically, tokens do that. Typically, tokens have a run up and then fall back to support. that this might be, we'll keep an eye on this whilst I'm recording the video. So let's just take this contract address, for example, from the bottom corner here, and then we'll go back to Telegram and we will Control V. So all you need to do is just paste the contract address into Maestro and bang. All the information you need pops up straight here. So you can tell its market cap 2.26 million. You can tell how much the developers burnt of the token, 2.14%. Now, what is really good is see here this CA balance. Now that's the contract balance. So what some developers do on a new launch is they will load the contract with tokens, and when any sell takes place, the contract will also sell. So obviously it's just extra sell pressure on the chart that you need to be careful of. So obviously there's no tokens in the contract, so we don't need to worry about that here. It gives you a brief overview of the transaction fees, which is just Ethereum gas fees. There's no taxes on this token. It's a meme token, so typically speaking, you don't ever get taxes on the token. And obviously it's got your really useful links here. So Dex Screener, which is what we were just on, but if I click this, I'll show you. There's Dex Screener, which is what we were just on a minute ago, so I can get rid of that. It's just down here. We'll come back to that in a minute. It's either going to bounce from here or it's going to die. So you can click track here, and this will just track that token for you. So it'll pin a message. So if I just do that, we don't hold any tokens, but as you can see, look, it's popped it up at the top. Initial 0 ETH, it's worth 0 ETH. Nothing's changed because we don't own any of the tokens. But if you did hold some of these tokens in your wallet, let's say for example, you've bought a token on Uniswap through your MetaMask wallet. If you want to track that token through Maestro, then you can. All you need to do is find the contract address, paste it in here, and track it. And it's really good, so you can then buy and sell that token through Maestro, even when you haven't bought it through them initially, which is very, very useful. It's really, really good. It's also good just to keep an eye on the tokens as well. Like I'm always on Telegram, so it's just really handy to have on. So now here you can see the 6 little buttons here. Now this is how much you want to buy. So 0.01, 0.05, but you can buy XETH, which means that you can add this manually. So if you don't want to buy any of these options, then you can just put in your own amount. Gas fee delta, you can change the gas fee delta. Like I said to you earlier, if you're just buying a token like this, then you don't really want to change the gas delta because you're not fighting with 200 people to buy the same token at the same time. So your transaction will just go in and it will just go through as normal. Now, if I show you quickly a window of so as you can see here, like these are all my trading bots that I use. So I'm going to cover a lot of these in different videos. But for now, I just want to talk to you about the trading window on Maestro. So this is another account of mine. So here I am in a trade, as you can see. So this is a trade here that I'm in, and I've been in for a couple of days now. I got absolutely wrecked on this one. Look. I'm down 69%. Giggity. If we go to this one, for example, so once you've bought a token in Maestro, this is the kind of window you'll be up against, and this is what you're going to see. So as you can see here, it gives you the ticker name, how much you're up or down, and this little clock here, this is how long this trading window lasts. Now, I'm not sure why Maestro do this. I guess it's just because maybe they're servers, and if they're tracking hundreds of trades with hundreds of different people, then this is going to be quite a lot of data to keep. So I think they put a time limit on it. If you want to refresh this time limit, see here where it says GROQ, GROQ, the ticker name. If you just click that, it will just refresh that for you, and it will just bring up a new time. So as long as you refresh that every 36 hours, then it will stay there. If you do lose your trade, all you need to do is get the contract address, paste it in there, and track it again. But it will track it from where the price is right now. So you will lose your initial, and it will just say you're back to 0%, but it will just give you what it's worth now. So let's just say, for example, I lost this trade and I re-entered the contract address and I pasted the contract address into Maestro. It would say my initial was worth 2.09 ETH. So it tells you the price, the market cap, gases, gas fees, tax fees. It'll tell you your price impact. So if I sold this now, then the price would likely drop 3.1%, and it'll give you your expected payout. Again, it will show you your chart links, so it depends on what you use. I prefer to use Dex Screener, so over Dex Tools. I've always been like that. I don't know why. I just find that their UI is a lot easier to use. Now, as you can see here, you can buy the dip. So if I click this, it will just run me through a few settings. So if this token dropped by 50%, for example, I could say, hey, look, I believe in it. I think it's going to do well. Developer seems good, blah, blah, blah. I want to buy some more. So it'll automatically do that for you. So a lot of these things you can't do with like Uniswap. So you have to be on the ball and you have to think, oh, okay, well, the price is dropping. I'm going to buy it now. Automatic sell, like we went through that in the wallet settings. Obviously on this particular wallet, I don't have auto sell set up, nor trailing or anti-bug on this one. So the reason why I don't have anti-bug on this particular token is I don't know the developer, but I've heard that the guy that's running this token is particularly good. So I have no reason to believe that that it's going anywhere anytime soon. It's also a really old token. So if I just show you this, so things like I know that the liquidity pool is locked. This token's been around a long time, as you can see here. It's been around a long time, so I've got no reason to believe that anything's going to change anytime soon. So I've just left it like that, really. The contract has been run out, liquidity pool, blah, 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 blah. Nothing's going to change. So yeah, that's it, guys. So obviously, if you want to sell your initials, then you just click this sell initials, and all that will do is it will just sell your initial buy. So if you put in 0.05 ETH, it goes up 300%. Click sell initials, it will just sell your 0.05. 25, 50, 75, 100. Obviously, this is how much you want to sell in a percentage. So if you want to take out 50%, then you just click 50% and it will just sell it automatically. It's really, really quick. It's really, really good to use. It's a fantastic tool. I use this almost every day. I would highly recommend anyone to go out there and just have a play with this. Obviously, follow the steps at the beginning of the video on how the setup works. And what we're going to do before we leave is I'm just going to have a little look at that other chart. No, it's bouncing. I think this will do well. That may have been a good entry. It done it here again. Look. Just to bore you guys. Done a bounce there. Interesting. But yeah, guys, that's Maestro. If I will leave links to the Maestro bot. I'm going to leave links to the website. Everything down in the description below. So make sure you are you're down there looking at the links. If you want to use my referral link, I would really appreciate it. Obviously, it helps out with the channel. Being a small channel, everything helps. So if you could just like and subscribe to the video. I've got plenty more of these coming. I'm going to go through a lot more of the Maestro bots. I've got a lot of different bots that I need to cover to keep you guys safe. Things that I use every single day. I'm going to give you tutorials on everything, more in-depth features on the Maestro, but I wanted to get the wallet side of it set up so you guys can get a little bit more familiar with the settings. So when I'm running through things and live trading with you guys eventually, I want to make sure that everyone knows what they're doing. If you could like and you could subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it, guys. But for now, that's it. And I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.